guys, welcome back to another tutorial for the Loco. Today we're going to go over how to get your locomotives up and started and other ways to get fuel and water in them. So this right here is the water Ural that you can find in the shop. It can be filled up with water using that water tower over there. You just pull the little hitbox you can see right there. Up and underneath the water spout, and it will fill this up with water, which can act like a tender for the steam locomotives. Inside here you have your reverser. We're trying to get it to where all locomotives is where it should be. Not too awful quick on getting that done, as we have to find exact models of our locomotives. And then you have your reverser, forward and reverse. And then this is the brake. They usually look like this. Some of them have their own brake models, so we use those. But we are still working on getting the interiors done on these. Bear with us, as we are not modelers. And usually every single item, other than the ones that are noticeable difference, they will have some sort of red activator, and they all have at the bottom of the screen what each thing does. This one right here is to fuel water, which you can do anytime you're near the water tank. This fuel meter here, you can see that is the sight glass for the tanks, which you can fill right here at these hatches. Again, that is done at the water tower. That way you can still have an extra storage while going down with these. You can also pull behind tenders behind any locomotive as long as you're near enough to the water source. Same for the Ural. They act as more or less a tender, so you just come over here, press that button, and it'll fill that up. And I'll get real quick, I'll show you. You also got to throw a little bit of coal into it, get them started. As long as you see flames or some sort of glowing to the firebox, that means there is heat in it. Once it's at max heat, I'm going to hold this down here until we get max heat, just to show you which the hotter your fire is, the quicker your water boils. So that eventually, once the steam pop-off goes, it will continue to burn water and burn off steam, so you do have to watch that to kind of watch your fuel consumption. But yeah, at least we're getting some movement here. So let it build up a little bit more steam. There we go. Also, if you are looking at your locomotive and you press the U key, that will bring up a display at the bottom showing regulator, brake pressure, and all that. Again, sorry for the UI not being quite up to date with everything. We're doing our best. But once you get to the correct spot, it will auto detect the box, so you can also use that to line yourself up. Makes it a little bit easier. We are still trying to figure out whether or not we're going to give these as placeable items. We're still trying to figure out what exactly we want to do with that. Anyway, if you got any ideas on that, just leave something in the comments. But as you can see here, this gauge is now filling, so that is your tank water. The tenders, they do have sight glass on them. which works the same as these, but it is separate on the tender. It's not inside the locomotive, so you do have to watch that one as well. But as you can see now, the fire is got a green tint to it. We were shooting for yellow, but it wound up turning kind of green. Yeah, you can, once you get that lets you know you're at full heat, which you can go to about 80% on the reg in most of these, and it will build steam as well as give you power. If you go above 80, it starts bleeding off the pressure because you're expending more than you can make. And that's how you get the steam locomotives up and rolling. Now we're going to go over the diesels. This one will be a lot quicker as they're quite easy, and for this I'm actually going to do 2 of them. So the fuel gauge is up here on the top for this one. They're pretty much all the same. They have a fill button, and then they have a start and stop button. As you can hear there, the locomotive has started up and running. You got your reverser, regulator, and your brake. This will be pretty much the same in all of them. There's one other function that I'm going to show you real quick, and that is using 2 of these. Let's get those linked together there. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to press the plus and minus button, which you do that over on the main keyboard. The numpad one does not work. You just look straight down at the cab floor, and we'll press plus for set master, and it will do a plus for set master on this one as well. I like to do that way to where both of these act as masters, but as you can tell, if I throttle this one up, that did not actually work. Hold on a second, let me figure out what's going on with that. Okay, I may have done it wrong. It's been a little bit since I've done it. Okay, back down. So we'll have this one in the front, so we'll set master and then set slave, which is minus. And that one is working. Okay, so with this, I can sit here and just control one of the locomotives, and it will operate both of them. So that is how you can do a double header, triple header. Yeah, I have a total of 4 locomotives linked on one of my saves, so you can go with just about as many as I think you would ever want. But anyway, that is operations of the locomotives. Hope you enjoyed it, and if any more ideas, comments, whatever, just let me know. Send me a message. You can get me on Discord, and I'm also trying to stay as active as I can on discussions. Anyway, y'all have a wonderful evening.